Oh, there it is. Oh, there goes your GoPro.
Ooh. I bet that was vicious.
Yeah. Still going?
It still works.
All right.
Got the Cabover project in the shop. If you've been following along, if you haven't, now you can. So we got it rolled in, we got the cab jacked up. We got Deegan, our summer help here, and after hours help, I guess, tearing into it. So we're gonna let him rip and tear a little bit, but let me take the camera here, show you what we've done. We got the cab up. It was a little bit of a chore because we have a hydraulic leak, which, I mean, it is an 87, so we're going to have some issues. But cab's up in the air, we got the few things coming off the motor. Here's Deegan here, he's been ripping and tearing. What'd you do yesterday?
Mainly just took off the hoses that go to the radiator and drained all the coolant out of it. And then we started unhooking the drive line, and I looked at it at first and I was like, wait, I've never seen one like this, because it's got these ends on it.
Yeah, so anyway, I mean, anybody that's been around a little while knows probably what a full round U-joint is, but poor Deegan here, he's a young buck and hasn't seen one of those. But if you don't know, full round means that there are caps in all 4 positions, no straps, so they're a little bit of a bugger to get out sometimes. And so what we ended up doing was letting him use the tiger tool on those, and I should have just let him beat them with a hammer like we used to have to, and I never had a tiger tool. But anyway, I gave him the tiger tool. Takes him out pretty slick, made it a little easier for him. But being an 87, he's going to see a lot of things he's never seen before. So stay with us for this. We're just going to rip and tear a little bit. We're going to get the motor out, tranny out, and then we'll start stripping the frame down a little bit, get the tanks off. I decided on this that, well, who knows, I might change my mind. But right now we're kind of doing a halfway restore, I guess. Mainly I'm poor and don't have the money to really go all at it and make a show truck out of it or anything like that, but we definitely want to use this thing. And so I don't want to just halfway the motor and, you know, have leaks and whatnot. So we're going to pull it out, we're going to completely go through it. We'll probably paint the frame, we'll probably do some bushings and stuff in the spring eyes, just some stuff that are going to help us down the road that we don't have to just constantly be working on it. But I don't know that we'll get to the point that it's super show quality, shiny everywhere type of truck, but we'll see. Sometimes we change our mind, but that's kind of the direction we're heading with this. We will paint it eventually, but we're just going to get it running and reliable right now, and yeah, go from there. So anyway, we'll all be working on it a little bit, but Deegan's going to be ripping and tearing a lot, so you'll see some of his commentary. But yeah, stick around. Next time this thing rolls out of the shop, it'll be under its own power. All right, mentioned a tiger tool earlier on these U-joints. I'll just kind of show you what we got going on. That is the tiger tool, hopefully you can see that. Anyway, it just mounts to the yoke, and as you run the gun, it pushes the cap up out of there. Like I said, normally, old days, and if you can't afford a tiger tool, you're hitting that with a hammer. Some fall out, some don't. So go ahead and Deegan. It's going to get a little noisy here, but I'll video this so you can see what it's actually doing. Okay. Pop that thing right out. And then you just flip it over, get the other side, and then it'll come out of there. If they haven't been in very long, it's usually not a big deal, but when they're seized in there like that, tiger tool's pretty handy.
Welcome back. It's another day in the shop. It's actually an evening. It's Friday night. Deegan and I are down here trying to get a little work done on the Cabover project, and Goose. Come, buddy. We are just been so busy in the shop lately that we haven't got much done with it. So we decided to come down this evening when we're hopefully not going to get snagged with regular work. See if we can't make some progress. So it's probably moved since you last saw it. We had it on the pit, and last time we really dug into what was going on with the engine. And we had found that it had piggybacked these bearings and ruined the crank. So no matter what, whether we rebuild this engine or we find a different one, this has got to come out. So we're going to start on that. Deegan's actually pulled a little bit off. He's got some of the charge air tubing, that kind of stuff, intake tubing, and the drive line out. He filmed a little bit of that all end. Tonight, the idea anyway, we're going to drain a lot of this. Well, we're going to drain all this hydraulic fluid out of the wet kit. Right now we're not 100% sure if we're putting this back on or not. We're kind of leaning towards not, just for the application we plan on using this truck for. But we don't know yet. So we're going to get that drained, pull this tank off, and then we're probably going to go for the transmission today. I don't know if we'll get it all the way off tonight, but we'll give it a good go and see what happens. So follow along, it should be a pretty good time, and let's get working on this cool project. Alright, we've got this PTO pulled out, and we just got a valve right up here. Drain some stuff into these buckets. We'll save this fluid, we'll use it on tow trucks or something like that, I'm sure. So too good to just waste. She's already full. We'll load us another bucket. Two down, 50 more to go. Pretty clean stuff, really.
Yeah.
A little bubbly. Oh, 3 down.
Oh, look at those 3 that are full.
Oh, yeah, so 6 down.
Yep.
You're ahead of me. See what happens when I don't pay attention? You know what I'm really excited about? I'm not sure why. I'm excited to get this tank off and that box off the other side, so we just have our 2 fuel tanks. Show a little more frame.
Oh yeah.
I think she'll look sharp.
She'll look way good.
Do you think we ought to run these tires?
I think so. I think we got about 100,000 left in them.
DOT might disagree with that. What do you think, Goose? Hmm? Alright, Diggy's got a few more buckets here. All of these are full. And while he's filling up the rest of them, I'll take a moment and talk to you about today's sponsor of the video. So let's go to that. It's no secret that I love baseball. So when I found out I could take my old used glove and restore it back to a like-new condition, it was a no-brainer for me. I sent this off to Gold Glove Repair here in Utah. As you can see, they went through, they did a full clean, did all these laces, and I could choose from a wide variety of colors on what I wanted done with this glove. It meant a lot to me to bring back this glove that I wore through all my childhood years. So if you love baseball and you want to restore your old glove, or maybe just give it a tune-up, reach out to Gold Glove Repair. They'll be linked in the description, and check it out. Notice I went with the Texas Ranger colors, World Series champs. Now back to the regular scheduled content. Well, that was the last of it, about 50 gallons, which is probably what that tank is, around there. All good, clean hydraulic oil that I'm sure we'll put to use somewhere eventually. So just to get out of our way, we're going to go ahead and pull this tank off. Got 4 bolts on each, or 2 bolts on each side, 4 total. We'll get it lifted off. I kind of think it might be heavier than it looks. I feel like we should be able to just like move it, but My guess is it's probably sturdier than it looks.
I
But
mean, it's aluminum. It probably shouldn't be.
we'll get that buzzed off, and you know, that'd make like a good little fuel tank or something for like a square body project.
I was thinking
For the Blazer?
The Blazer.
But I think once we get that off, we're gonna have plenty of room. We might even just pull this tranny straight up, depending what it looks like and where we can hook to and everything. But as long as Goose approves, we'll do her. Number. All right, we got the tank off. Really was not that heavy, but we're both winded from it. So shows you how good a shape we're in. We're gonna take this shift linkage off the top. We'll probably just pull these 4 bolts here. See if we can fold it over somehow. And then we'll start yanking this tranny. It's looking fairly promising. I don't know how far back we can go, but it's looking fairly promising. We can come right out the top. Not against going out the bottom. It would probably make more sense on a tranny jack or something, but without pulling these tanks or something, I don't think it's coming out the bottom unless we lift the truck. So we'll just play it by ear and see what happens. Here we go, I guess.
Good to go.
Yep. The old double nuts.
That one came out as a stud, and this one's double nutted.
That's how they did it in 1987. Oh yeah. Well, she's floppy now. Get the pry bar and pop it straight up. Oh, there you go. My hope is that we can do a little bit of this section. Yep. Just kind of get it out.
That's all it is.
That's all that it takes to shift her.
There is a couple springs.
Yeah, those little ones. I mean, there's a good chance we're going through this tranny while it's out anyway, but best to have everything intact.
Yeah.
So these spaghetti bowl lines, all these little air lines will have to get off probably. And then we'll start unbolting this thing. We're not far from honestly being able to get a jack to it. I'll tell you what thing, transmission with the cab up is pretty handy considering we're doing one on this truck right now. Having to crawl in and out of the bottom and everything's a pretty big disaster. So I guess that's an upside to the Cabover. Climbing in and out's not as handy as the other trucks, but working on them sure is nice. Keep rolling, I guess. Oh. Boom. One more. I'm on the wrong side, I can't really see. Oh, God. There we go. Just like that. Boom. Oh, I broke it. See how brittle that was. Didn't take much. It ain't much, but it's honest work. You know what's wrong with this?
Ain't got no gas in it.
That's the problem. Alright.
So it's ready to come out then?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's probably ready to start if you just want to crank it.
I can crank it for a minute if you will allow me.
No, because then the rod will be flying outside the block.
Just the rear end would be broke.
That's true. Well, maybe we'll just get some wire nippers and clip this, get it out of the way, and then we'll get a jack under it, start going for some bell housing bolts. I wonder as far back as we're going to have to come. This is probably going to be in our way.
I don't know, it might be enough of an angle that we could just
shimmy it.
Kind of shimmy it under. I don't know.
A lot of things through the history of the world have been solved with a good shimmy.
Oh yeah.
Good shimmy and the occasional shake. New development. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but it sounds like we have a cricket or a bird inside. Sounds inside, don't it?
Oh yeah, it's definitely inside.
They probably can't even hear it on camera.
Probably not.
Goose is eating all the grasshoppers. Alright. We're just unhooking a few things. We got a line off of here. Taking some electrical lines off. If we can. Just getting all the loose ends before we go crazy. Is it spinning the whole thing? Oh no, it's going.
It was. Now it's not.
Getting that on camera?
Yep. We're currently trying to roll the motor over so that we can get to the bolts back there. How's that going?
She ain't rolling.
No?
No. Alright, so this motor was locked up when we got it. We did tear it apart and finally got it to budge where we could get it to roll over when we pulled those bad bearings out. But when we threw everything back on somewhat and threw the pan on just to get it off the pit, it's all bound up again. So I can't really get it to roll over so that we can undo these bolts from the flywheel. I was hoping to pull the clutch out with the tranny just so we don't have to come out as far, but it's looking like our only option is just to leave the clutch on the engine. So we're probably going to end up pulling out a cross member, definitely the one on the bottom, maybe this top one, get this tranny moved farther back so it clears the clutch back here, and then we'll be able to come out with it. So that's what we'll be doing. It's rough work. Got the forbidden tool here at the shop. What a chump. Go on, let us work. So right now Deegan's just pulling this. There's a fuel crossover line. Goes to the other tank. Get it out of our way for the tranny jack on the bottom. That way we know we got free clearance. We'll get that sitting up there to support it, and then we'll start pulling this tranny out. So
You know, I should probably shut that other valve.
here we go. You probably should shut the other valve so you don't spill fuel everywhere.
Oh, it's already coming out.
Oh, that's expensive. Alright, so Deegan's under here. We were getting ready to put the tranny jack in, and we've realized it's not going to fit on the bottom with that PTO on there, so we'll hurry and pull that off. Then we'll get the tranny jack on there. And we're getting closer to pulling this thing out. Deegan's been at battle for a little while. Got a little dirty. We've got that PTO off, got a tranny jack under it. We've got a strap around it just for a little bit of security. We're gonna go ahead and pull these top bell housing bolts and hopefully separate this thing. We're getting really close. It's been, I don't know, what, a couple, 2-3 hour battle so far.
Yeah.
The whole thing anyway. So we're plugging away. Neither one of us has actually done one of these ourselves. Been around it a lot, so it's kind of a good learning experience for us anyway. So we'll keep going here. Any wise words yet? No?
Not really, besides it will break your little wagon.
We
PTO.
We did drop PTO on the wagon over there, and we did break the little red wagon. Some casualties have to happen for a beautiful project to come to light. Got the door open, enjoying the night view a little bit. So I give us 30 minutes and we're gonna have this thing out of here.
I can get this to go on. There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there goes your GoPro.
Ooh. I bet that was vicious.
Yeah.
Still going?
It still works.
Alright. Sorry.
Your mount's a little funny looking, but
Sorry, viewers.
well, we got it broke loose. I don't know how well you can see the gap there, but
Down a little bit. Ever so slightly.
we got a big gap on the top now.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can pull it back.
You want me to stick a pry bar in there?
Yeah.
Let's see, where do we want to put this? It's off.
Just gotta come out of the shaft a ways, right?
Yeah.
So right there we hit that plate on the back.
What plate?
That holds the air dryer thing.
Oh. I know. Yeah. Oh no, we're hit up. If you went down a little, but I don't know if it will go down. Right there.
Back again.
Oh, we're almost there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like,
What should I do? Down a little more? Huh?
hold on. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Now we can come out.
Back?
Yep. Oh, you're like there.
Like, can I come down?
What?
Can I come down more?
I think we got like an inch till the shaft's out, but
Okay, I got
you're gonna have to come down a little to get past that valve right there. Let's try that.
Okay.
Oh,
Big.
we're so close.
The camera got a good view.
I'm holding it.
Okay. I mean, if I could go down more, but I don't know if that's just gonna put pressure on that shaft.
Well, the shaft's like barely even in. All you have to do is there's a little valve right here that you're barely hitting on. So if you went down like a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's not hitting anymore.
Go back.
Yep. Oh, it's out.
Okay. Now we're trying to go down.
I mean, you're gonna have to go down just a smidgen because it still has this little bearing thing that so it needs to come out like a 1/4 of an inch. Let's try that. Oh, there it is. It's out.
Okay, coming down. I feel sketchy.
It is.
We're on the same page.
I mean, it's on there.
Looking good up there.
Yeah, everything's going good.
Okay, still coming down. Boom!
Oh, hold on. We got these airlines that we never unzip tied. You're fine, you don't need to go up. They're not tight yet, but we just need to snip those real quick.
Alright. I don't know if that video is very good because there's just 2 of us and it takes 2 of us to do that, but it's completely out and down. Problem, we can't come up with it, I don't think, without pulling that cross member off.
No.
And can't really come out with it unless we lift the truck or we pull a tank off. I am seriously considering hurrying and pulling this because we know it's coming off anyway, I think. Well, it's coming off no matter what. I think everything's gonna come off because I think we're gonna paint this frame, but this one's for sure coming off and probably not going back on if I have my way. So I'm contemplating hurrying and pulling that off so we can wheel that tranny out before we go home. But
I think we do it.
we got 10% on the battery of the camera, so see if we can make her happen fast and just get this thing all the way out. Plus, I'm itching to see what this looks like with a little bit of frame showing. So we got to go for it. What time is it?
I don't know.
It is no, you can't even see that. It's 11:20. So Arby's closes at 1 a.m. So if we hurry, we can go get some chicken strips. What do you think about that, Goose? Are you eating a screwdriver? You look like you're eating a screwdriver. That's a good boy. Alright, we'll hurry and get rigged up and pull this tank off and pull that thing out of here. Alright, so camera battery was dying. I didn't film us pulling this tank, but that looks pretty dang good, that frame gap. I think it looks sharp. Now we're just going to try and see if we can fit this tranny around a couple other things and get her out of here. I'm a little worried we might be removing that bracket.
I think we can just go right more.
But let's see what we can do. Can do with your feet. It's really hard to film and actually do something.
Yeah.
And I think it can go down a little more if you need to go down.
No, I bottomed it out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Jeez.
You'll have that. You'll have that on them PTO jobs. Alright. Goose, would you hold the camera?
So the back of the jack needs to go that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now can it start coming back?
A little.
Just like that?
Yep. Cabover. Now runs on Diggy power.
All right. She's out. It wasn't pretty, but we made her happen.
Was it easy? Not really, no.
But we're one step closer yanking this motor, getting this thing tore down and ready for build back up.
For wonderfulness.
Yep. So, hope that wasn't too boring for you. Appreciate you watching if you made it this far. And we'll see you on the next one.